Hello, I'm Todd Wilson. Thanks again for watching us here on ComSouth Channel 100. As well, once again, we find ourselves at the Ag Center in Perry, and this Easter weekend here in 2015 brought a car show and a swap meet here to the Georgia National Fairgrounds. Had a kind of a carnival atmosphere as there were some food and snack vendors on hand, but a lot of great deals from hubcaps to carburetors and just about anything else in between, all here at the swap meet. So we're going to check out some of the deals and see what was going on. Hope you enjoy the highlights here on ComSouth Channel 100. All right, we're here at the annual swap meet here at the Ag Center and finding out a little more from
Ed Fuller.
Ed, where are you from?
I'm from Centerville.
Okay, so you're local.
Yeah, right down the road. Yep.
How often do you come out to the swap meet?
I usually, as a spectator, come out here all the time, every time they have it. Set up and sold a time or two. You know, whenever I get a little junk together, and so.
So you consider yourself a picker? Like something like that, or?
A little bit, yeah. A little bit of a picker in me. My wife is, she encourages me to bring stuff and sell it because it accumulates around the house.
So what sort of stuff? I noticed you got a kind of unique little...
It's a riding lawnmower. It's a 1960s Mowat Mustang. And I found it on Craigslist and redid it. I collect pedal cars, pedal tractors. I've got a 66 Zero Scotty camper right now in my shop that I'm restoring. Just whatever, pedal.
So what do you do for your regular course of...
I work at Robins Air Force Base in the F-15s. I'm kind of an office guy now. The job I have is called Project Administrative Officer. It's a pretty big fancy title, but I help with the program maintaining the F-15s for the fleet.
Okay.
Do my part.
And so, well, we appreciate your service.
Well,
because you got to keep them flying.
Yes, we do. We sure do.
So, as a hobby, what got you started into pedal cars and restoring?
I don't know, I've always had this mechanical thing about me. I guess even as a kid, I always just took stuff apart to see how it worked. And after I got out of the service, come back home, went to work on the base, and then I got hooked up with some friends. One of them, which the guys that are in charge or that run the event are old friends of mine, and we raced dirt track late models with them for a long time. I did sheet metal on the cars. And I don't know, just mechanical.
Well, you know, this is a fancy little mower that you've and it's not really set for mowing anymore.
No, unfortunately, the mowing deck on it was not with it. So I had to come up with something to put your feet on when you just ride it. So It's nowadays just more for just riding, showing, and catching people's attention.
Well, it definitely does that in that bright yellow. And I know that, well, you talked about dirt track racing. Lawnmower racing's really taken off.
Yes, it has. I've been out to Byron a time or two. It's pretty cool to watch them run them things. I've thought about building me one, but just hadn't ever done it.
So anything interesting that's caught your eye as you've been here, or that maybe besides this amazing old vintage lawnmower?
Well, I've seen quite a few. The unique thing about this event is, it's billed as a car show and swap meet, and there's plenty of cars tomorrow. There should be, I expect the show cars to pick up for the guys, and so there'll be some nice rods to see. But there's things that are here even for the women. There's antiques. I got a few antique things. I've got a bench that I built out of an iron bed sitting behind us. There's ladies that have purses over here for sale. There's just no telling what you're going to find here when you come to a swap meet.
So it's a lot more than just tires and carburetors.
Yes, it is, and I think that's a misconception. Women won't come with their husbands or even come on their own, but there is stuff here even to attract the women. The kids love looking at like the little pedal cars. There's Hot Wheels at other booths that people can, the kids will be interested in. It's just a big collection of different things.
So the kids, a lot in this day and age, they don't have any idea what a record album or a carburetor is.
No, they know, all they know to do is download it. They don't know what it's like to play it. And I think I saw some vinyl here somewhere. So some records. So it's just a big collection of stuff here. It's a pretty cool place to be.
Do you travel to other meets across the state or region?
I usually go. Moultrie has a show twice a year, and I think they're going to 3 times this year. I usually will go down there for at least one of those just to go look, sometimes buy. And I've gone to Daytona a time or two, down to their turkey rod run and Thanksgiving weekend. That place is huge, just the entire infield at Daytona. I mean, Moultrie and it both would take you, if you really want to look hard, take you a good 2 days to walk it and look it.
Wow.
So, I like to go into those places. So,
never know what you're going to find.
Never know. Seen some strange things out of them.
Well, I like your Richard Petty there in the Cheerios box.
Yeah, I had a bunch of racing collectible stuff, and I brought some of it. It's just sitting, and maybe somebody will enjoy it. That's what I'm hoping. So.
Well, 43, he had an illustrious career, and actually won a couple of races up there in Byron.
Seen him in Byron. Seen him when I was a kid. When I grew up about 2 miles as a crow flies from that racetrack. So growing up, if I wasn't up there watching them run, I laid in the backyard and listened to them. So.
Yeah, it's kind of sad that track isn't really useful no more.
Yeah, it is. When I ride by there, it does. It kind of sad to see it just sitting there. So I'm glad to see that somebody every now and then uses it for something. They do the racers reunion up there, and so it's good. Hopefully it won't completely go away. I wish they'd race again, but that won't ever happen.
It'd take way too much work to get it runnable again.
Well, the track, it would take work to get it running. The biggest majority, the hurdle for them, is the neighborhoods around it now. They tried it it's been quite a few years back. They tried to revive it, and the neighborhoods they didn't want it. The noise, the traffic in and out. So I don't think you'll ever see it racing there again, unfortunately. And it's a shame. It's a good piece of history.
Oh, yeah. Well, not only that, the historic marker they just put up there about the concert, the Byron Pop Festival way back when.
I remember it. I was a little bitty thing when that happened. But yeah.
Hippies everywhere.
They were everywhere.
Well, it's a pleasure talking with you. Thank you again.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Enjoy talking with you as well. between flea marketing and gun shows and car shows, I've been doing this for 40 years.
What's your name?
Jim Pitts.
Jim, where are you from?
Macon, Georgia.
All right, Jim, would you consider yourself what they call, I guess, the History Channel as a picker, American pickers, or are you into a little bit of everything?
I'm into whatever I can make a dollar on.
Okay. That other show, what is it that they do up in Maine? Dickering, Down East Dickering.
I've seen some of them. I don't pay a whole lot of attention to it because I watch some of that stuff and they tell about some of that stuff that they get $1,500 to $2,000 on. I said, I sold one like that for $100 last week. I said, but ain't nobody gonna. In fact, I carried it for 4 years before I could get somebody to give me $100 for it. So I think some of their shows is.
Now, you've got, I mean, if this was a general store, you generally have about everything from a boat,
oh yeah,
guitars, a bass, a trike.
Yep, three-wheel bike. I've got a generator. In fact, I got two generators. I got an old nan that come out of an old camper, and I've got another generator back there. I've got some store fixtures that I used in my stores. I had 3 stores back in the 80s, and one on Cherry Street downtown Macon, one in Bloomfield, and one out on Emory Highway. Okay. But like I say, I've been doing this for 40 years, and if I could find me one sucker to get it all, they could have it. I'm tired.
Well, what got you started 40 years ago?
Extra money. I was in the insurance business, and I worked Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We called our accounts on Thursdays, and then we was off the rest of the week. My wife was at home. I was at home. You know, I had to find something to do on the weekends.
So it was a hobby, and it's
and turned into a living. I've made more money doing this than I ever did selling insurance.
Well, what is the most unique thing that you've ever stumbled upon or sold or bought?
Oh gosh, it's hard to say. I mean, I've had so many good deals picking up stuff at yard sales and turn around and sell. I had picked up little small stuff, paid $1 for it, carried it out to Smiley's flea market and sold it for $20 the next weekend. So
that's pretty good.
You know, anytime you can 20 times your money, you know, I mean, you know, basically I try to double my money, but it's hard to do. It's hard to do every time unless you can pick it up for nothing. But I've enjoyed it, but I'm getting old.
Slowing down a little bit?
Yep. I'll be 67 in November, and I'm wore out. My feet hurt, my back hurts. I got places that hurt that I didn't even know I had.
That's what I heard. Getting old, it seems like it catches up with you.
Mm-hmm. I guess my 2 favorite sayings dealing with flea markets is, I saw a sign on the back of an old bus one time that says, "I buy junk and sell antiques." And I tell a lot of people, if it gets boring and nobody's buying anything, I said, all right, folks, this ain't no museum, it's junk's for sale. And I get a lot of laughs out of it. But it's interesting.
So how far do you go? I guess.
I used to go all over the Southeast, especially when I was doing the gun shows. But lately, I just do this show in November and in April, and occasionally I set up at Smiley's Flea Market in Macon.
Okay. Well, folks, out there in ComSouth land, find Mr. Pitts, and you'll find something interesting you might want to take home, whether it's a gas can or a guitar, or maybe you want to learn how to play the bass. Mr. Pitts will hook you up, right?
I'll hook you up. Hey, I appreciate it. You want my card?
Sure, we'll take your card. I'll take your card. One of these days I might run up on some money and buy something.
Get me some free advertising. Like I say, I'd like to sell somebody all of it.
I'm ready to retire. I've retired from everything else but this. But that's, in fact, that's the my motto.
We buy, sell, trade anything of value and haul off any types of scrap metal for free.
Now, I've just about retired from doing all that, but I've still got a load of stuff I'm trying to get rid of. Once it's gone, I'm out of it.
Time to go fishing.
Yep. Yeah, I got 4 boats besides this one.
Besides that one?
Yep. That are ready to go. I mean, you know, I can get in them and fish out of them. But
now you're talking fishing. So you come to the swap meet expecting to find car parts, and yes, there were those, and tires, and tractors, and bicycles, and plows, and boat motors, and yes, even some classic vintage automobiles, all down here at the Ag Center in Perry. And I'm going to go do a little more looking because there's a whole lot more to see. Comes here every year to the Ag Center in Perry. I'm Todd Wilson. We appreciate you watching ComSouth Channel 100 as always, and hope you enjoyed the highlights of the 2015 Swap Meet and Auto Show here at the Ag Center in Perry. We'll see you next time.